Hey, man.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of the Latitude Society?
The Latitude Society?
Yeah.
Like longitude and latitude?
No. Well, I mean, that is the word.
That is the word.
That is the word. But no, not that.
Like longitude and the word you just said? No.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Latitude?
That is the word, yeah.
Society.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was...
If you're in the comment section right now, this is an alien thing, I'm assuming. If you're in the comment section, you're watching this video at 2 a.m, get a job.
This isn't an alien thing. I think you're going to really like this one.
Great. The Latitude Society.
This was...
Do they have shirts that say Latitude Attitude?
No.
Okay. Well, they can't all be winners here, all right?
This was a accidental cult in San Francisco in 2016.
So recent, okay? Hold on. An accidental cult?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take you on the journey.
I do love cults. I'm honest. I do like cults.
I know you do.
I would never join one.
Fan.
Would absolutely lead one.
Would absolutely lead one.
Yeah, that's what our Patreon supporters are. We're trying.
Yeah, one day we're just gonna flip it.
Yep. All of a sudden, we're giving them money. What do you mean? We're gonna flip it. What do you mean?
We're gonna flip it, and they're gonna find out they're cultists.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well,
it's a cult.
The first thing you gotta do is disconnect them from their families. I do know this. When some people watch documentaries about cults, they're like, "Whoa, I gotta figure out how to not do that," right? And I watch them and I go, "Okay, so that's
taking notes." Yeah. Everyone else is like figuring out how to not accidentally join a cult. You're figuring out how to start a cult.
On purpose.
On purpose.
I didn't do it on accident. That's for sure.
This wasn't an accident. I promise this wasn't an accident.
How do you accidentally start a cult?
Well, I'm just going to take you on the journey. What I want to do is I want to take you down the journey of joining.
Okay.
And we're just going to follow the storyline. We're just going to follow the storyline from.
Is this like when you join a gym and about 4 months in you're like, this is weird. Where they're like, we're not accepting new members, and you're like, okay.
About 4 months in, you open up your closet and all your shirts are purple now, and you're like, what happened here?
Is this like when you get a job at a church and then you open up your closet one day after you quit that church and you're like, I only own church merch.
What happened to all my normal clothes?
I can't remember anything in the last 5 years either. I have no memories and church merch.
Okay, so let me take you on the road, right?
Okay. We're in San Francisco.
We're in San Francisco. You're hanging out with a friend.
Okay.
Maybe in a bar or not a bar.
Yeah, I would never.
A soda bar or
maybe
I don't know.
Ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
Where do you hang out with
Red
your friends?
Robin.
Red Robin, exactly.
You're somewhere with your friends.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Maybe it's not even a friend. Maybe it's just a coworker. I don't know. But they lean over to you and they say, hey, can you keep a secret?
Okay.
You're probably going to respond, I mean, yeah, because you want to know what the secret is.
Yeah. What are you, a magician?
Nobody gets asked that question and says, nah.
I do. I'm pretty honest. When someone goes, can you keep a secret? I go, I've got a proven track record of not.
Nah.
But I'll try to keep this one.
You shouldn't tell me. Whatever it is you're thinking about telling me is you shouldn't tell me.
That's what a magician said to me once. I said, how did you do that? And he went, can you keep a secret? And I said, yeah. And he went, I can too. And I went, oh, wow. And then I beat the crap out of him behind a dumpster. I was like, don't ever pull that with me again. Just show me the magic trick next time. I hate magicians. I know it's got nothing to do with this, but I hate them.
Okay. Okay.
So include that. Don't write that down, Alex. Put that in the episode. Make that the whole episode.
I hate magicians.
It's me being like, I hate them. I hate magicians. So
it's your fellow
a friend
entertainer.
says, can you keep a secret?
Yeah, can you keep a
secret? And you go, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, of course I can.
And you're thinking, this is going to be some hot goss.
Yeah, he's going to tell me something. He did something. Who knows? You're going to...
That's also what you got to be careful of. Because you know weird people.
Yeah.
You know weird people.
Yeah.
If one of those weird people said, can you keep a secret? You would be like, I don't want to be an accomplice to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, I don't want to know about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because, there are people in your life where if they want to tell you a secret, you do not want to know it.
No, yeah.
You don't want to be a part of that.
You know who can?
Yeah.
Who's really good at secrets? Like their whole job is my counselor. God. You should
tell God.
You should spill those secrets to the Lord. Yeah.
He hasn't told any of mine. Except for that one sidewalk preacher who just started yelling all my secrets at me one day. Okay, so
your password is. You're like, hey, shut up, dude.
Shut your mouth. Do you believe in God yet? I'll tell you some other secret.
I love the idea that a guy's going to scare you out of hell with your passwords. That's pretty good.
So your friend asks you if you can keep a secret.
Yeah, and you go, yeah.
You go, yeah, of course. And then he slides you across this table a card. And it's like a little credit card in a sleeve.
No.
And the card itself has numbers on it, just like a credit card. On the back of it, though, it's got a QR code.
Okay.
Like a little scan strip and like a website to visit. The sleeve itself has this logo on it, and it's got the phrase absolute discretion. I actually have a picture. I'll show you. Here's a picture of it. Oh gosh, sorry, that's a dead guy.
Listener, that was a cartoon dead guy,
It's like a clip art.
like a clip art.
It's got
It's stick figure arms, dead guy with two flies flying around him, and the X's on the eyes.
and it's got the watermark on it too.
That was worth it. But
was really funny.
It was
Okay.
annoying.
Here's the card.
Okay.
So it's got this little icon on the front.
It's a cool logo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I mean, of course,
It looks like the S. What's that S called? You know what I'm talking about? The S that you draw when you're in middle school. You do that.
yeah, the middle school S.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. That's what I've always called it.
But I know if I say that, the listener will know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It looks like just a more advanced version of that.
Yeah, it looks like. So here's a good example. In middle school, you make the middle school S, right? But if you go to the Art Institute and you graduate from the Art Institute and you get your master's in arts, then they teach you this S.
Yeah, that's the Art Institute S.
Yeah, so it's much better. So, of course, you're going to ask your friend, what is this?
And your friend's going to go, well, I guess you'll find out.
All he says to you is nothing and just smiles at you.
Is that real?
Yeah, so he doesn't say anything to you. He doesn't give you any clues. He just says, just look it up.
This is Squid Games.
And so you get your phone out and you do the QR code thing, and there's some terms and conditions, of course. Collect some contact information. You don't pay anything. But then
Okay.
it gives you a street corner in San Francisco. Directions to the street corner in San Francisco.
No. Does it really?
Yeah.
No.
It gives you directions to the street corner in San Francisco. So you go. Your friend
Okay.
picks up the tab for you.
You're dumb in this scenario. You're hoping to get murdered, right? Now, let's take it back to the very beginning, right? Say you don't like your life, right? And you're just like, man, I'd be fine if someone murdered me, right? And then your coworker one day says, can you keep a secret? And you go, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then you get this address, and it's your moment when you can go, I either have things to live for or not a lot.
Or yeah. And
Why would you do this?
it's really cool. So you show up to the street corner.
Okay.
And you get to that street corner, and there's nothing there. There's like an abandoned building on this corner. It's in the middle of the city. Like there's stuff around there. It's not like
Sure.
a super sketchy
Yeah, you're
area.
not out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but the building, like you look at it, it doesn't look like anything's going on there. But if you
Okay.
hang out long enough or look around long enough, you notice that the door has one of those like key card entries that like hotels have. And the door knob has that emblem that was on your card on it.
Okay.
So, curious, you take the card and you
And
swipe
you-
it, and it unlocks. You enter this building, you go down this long, dark corridor,
Okay.
and you come up to a room that's like an old, regal living room with a big fireplace and like the chairs that are
That's
like
kinda
really
cool,
tall
though.
and like the like chandeliers like dimly lit and stuff.
Sure.
The only thing is the fireplace where you would put the fire is a slide.
No.
And so you get in, you ride the slide down.
No, you don't. What is this? The freaking bat cave? Are you just going until I call you? Are you going until I call you, or is this real?
This is real. This is 100% real. So you ride the slide.
No, you don't.
You ride the slide. And it takes you down a couple levels into what you can only assume has got to be the basement.
I hope. Or the boiler room.
And you land in this room that's
And in that room, there's 4 shadowy figures sitting at a big table in front of you.
and they're all humming.
Oh. Oh. And you just impulsively start going, oh. You look around and you try to stop yourself. You go, oh.
Yeah. It won't stop.
Oh.
I can't stop.
I can't stop.
Doing this. And someone puts a cloak over you and then somebody else rides down the slide.
And then someone else crawls back up the slide, looks just like you, takes over your whole life, and the next day goes to work, hands the car, looks at the person whose cubicle is next to you, and they go, "Can you keep a secret?"
They put the cloak over you and the door opens and it's you.
Oh.
And you can't stop humming.
Oh. And so it's you, right? And you start humming until you're in unison. Oh. And that's how the takeover has happened.
Yep. Man, did we just come up with a Jordan Peele movie?
I'm pretty sure that's how that whole thing went down, right?
Okay, so the landing, you come out of the slide and you're in a room.
I will say
like,
the old, like the big backed chairs and the fireplace and stuff, that stuff's cool to me. I've been looking for speakeasies lately.
Yeah.
Because I want to shut them down.
Speakeasies are just not allowed.
No, so we had a really cool one in Vegas. I sent you pictures of that, right? That really cool speakeasy.
No.
It's like there's an exit door in the food court, and on the door is a donkey.
That's cool.
And you like literally there's an exit sign above it, and you go through it, and there's a secret bar back there.
That's cool.
And it was dope.
That's like
not that I've ever been to Vegas or
a speakeasy,
a bar.
Remember that barbershop in Springfield that did that?
Yeah,
it was
downstairs.
like $80 a month.
Yeah, to be part of it, and you got to know the secret password or whatever.
Yeah, they closed.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it's pretty cool though.
They closed.
So anyways,
we should open a speakeasy.
You land at the bottom of this slide, and you're in a room that's kind of like the entrance to a movie theater. There's like a ticket counter. I have a picture of it, actually. They got a ticket counter, and there's a person behind the window.
No.
Above the window is a neon sign that just says, shh. That's what you come down the slide from.
Okay.
So you go down that slide.
And it's a neon sign that says SHHHH. So shh.
And there's someone behind that counter. You walk up to that counter and they hand you a ticket.
Okay.
Which allows you to get in this door, and you go in that door, and as you walk through the hallway just slowly gets smaller and smaller until you have to be on your hands and knees.
No,
and it's this maze that you're crawling around.
What in the Alice in Wonderland are we talking about?
There's a voice on a speaker that's whispering to you, guiding you through this maze. It's like pitch black, you can't see anything, but you can hear this whisper through the whole maze.
Turn left.
Yeah, exactly.
No!
Just guiding you through the maze.
No! Who's doing
And eventually, you come out.
If you're this far, I mean, at that point, you have to do it. You know who gets sucked into this stuff?
What?
My fiance.
Yeah,
100%. This is
100%.
the last time we ever see Reagan.
Yeah. This would get her for sure.
100%, dude.
It would get me. I would think it's so cool.
We just watched The Resort.
Yeah.
And I am one like that.
Cheaty. You're Cheaty.
Well, yeah, his name's not Cheaty in the series.
I mean, since, I can't. Yeah.
But I'm like, where she crawls in that cave thing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, come out of there.
It's you're done now. Yeah. So you're crawling through this tunnel, getting led by the whispers. And then you come out to the end of it.
Led by the whispers.
You come out to the end of it.
The still small voice calls out to you in this crawling tunnel.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt lost. I couldn't see anything, and then God started leading me through the tunnel.
I saw a light. I was like, I don't know.
So you come to this room, but it's a small room. It's a crawl space, like 3-foot tall ceilings. You can't stand up, but you can sit up in here.
Okay.
But it's a library. There's all these books.
Why do we have a picture of this? This is so secretive.
Well, I can explain later.
Okay.
This is a picture of the library I actually have. So they have all these books. It's all the exact same book.
But it's all, but it's too, you can't stand up in there.
You can't stand up in there. You can only sit
so
down.
this is where you crawled through, was this little tunnel here?
You crawled through that dark tunnel into this tiny little room.
Okay.
And it's a cool looking library. It looks really
pretty
cool.
Pretty neat. Yeah, those books look huge because the room is so small.
Yeah. And it's just that book. That's the only book in the
So
whole.
you're only doing this one person at a time. You're not seeing other people in there.
There's no other person in there with you.
Terrifying.
And this will be a kind of a long segment, but what happens here is you open up that book, and when you open up that book, the pages come to life.
It says, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. The marketing is getting even more advanced. Hey, man. Can you keep a secret?
Can you keep a secret?
And it's just a big old ploy to get you to drink more Ovaltine?
Drink more. So
did you say the pages come to life?
Yeah, the pages come to life.
Or were you being an idiot?
No, I'm being 100% serious. Watch this. So I've got a video of this. We're going to watch the video. I've got the video.
I don't want to.
Hold on. Let me switch this over.
Is this one of those videos where I watch it and then the thing in the video crawls out of the TV? Because that's what this feels like so far.
That would be awesome, but no. Okay, ready? We'll watch this.
Are we watching this full video?
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes. All right, so we had originally recorded this and we used that whole video in it, and then this guy in a hood showed up at our office and told us to use absolute discretion or else. So we're actually just going to jump to a quick summary and go from there, I guess. Basically, the concept is there's this book, and in the book, there was a story, which it was kind of clever what they did. They had a projector, and it projected
onto the book.
Onto the book.
That's interesting.
And they had a speaker in the room, and so it was
and
like
it read that whole story.
And it read that whole story to
you.
You.
So the synopsis of the story is one guy digs a tunnel out. Well, okay. So there's an old village. They build a giant wall around the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then one guy digs a passageway through it, and he can see out to the rest of the world. And then he crawls back in. Passage is filled up. Takes a friend, digs a hole. They both see outside the world. They come back. Passage is filled up. So now 12 of them have dug this passageway through the wall, underneath the wall, out into the rest of the world, right? And they bring it back to their very limited view world that lives within the wall.
Yeah.
They cover up that passageway. So now they've got this secret passageway to the ways of the world outside of their world.
Yes.
And they're saying that that's what this is.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and they all decided that phrase, absolute discretion, which was on the card, you use absolute discretion of who you share this tunnel with, was what they were saying. And so only the people who you really trust and can keep a secret and know won't ruin this, basically, do you let through the tunnel.
But clearly, somebody couldn't keep a secret.
Yeah. Because
we'll get there.
It's still happening to this day.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. If you like this podcast, you want more of it, please leave a review. That's super helpful to let others know who are searching for a podcast. And if you're new around here, we've been doing this for several years, and there's plenty of episodes to check out. One of my personal favorites is Agent Garbo. It was a guy who went to the government during World War II and was like, hey, let me be a double agent. And they were like, no. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna. And so he kind of went off on his own, did the thing. And it's also got some crazy details about World War II, about how the U.S. used inflatable tanks to trick Germany, all kinds of fun stuff. But if you want to go check that out, you can. But thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
So you watch that video, you watch that whole thing, and then you're just kind of left in that room, and there's nothing.
Go, please exit to your left. You watch it and you go, okay.
Gather your belongings and exit to the left.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you can hang out in there as long as you want. I read some reports of some people who actually started taking the books off the wall to see if they were all actually the same, and they were. And what they were is they were these indexes of terms, and it was full books of these terms that related to this storyline. And it was almost, you could look it up. Anyways, whatever. All these words.
Okay.
It was just a dictionary.
Sure.
Some people spend some time in there. Some other people just turned and went through the next door. You go through the next door.
There's a next door. Got it.
Yeah, and it's a lounge, and it's like a speakeasy type vibe, like little couch, dimly lit. And you notice there's a table, like a coffee table, and on the table there's like a bottle of scotch and a glass with fresh ice in it. So you know someone was just in there.
Okay.
And so you pour the scotch in the cup, and then you dump the cup out because you don't drink.
You're right. You just turn the whole bottle over. Yes. Yes.
You sit down at the couch, and next to the couch is like an old school telephone. Like we're talking like 30s, 40s telephone, like old school telephone. You pick up that phone, and there's a pre-recorded message.
Obviously.
Telling you, welcome to the Latitude Society. Use absolute discretion. We'll see you again soon, basically. And then you can hang out in there as long as you want, drink the scotch, whatever. And eventually, if you choose to get up and leave, you walk out the door, and that takes you back out to the street. And so now you're on the street, pretty perplexed about everything you just experienced.
Okay.
And you notice on the street in front of you, this little stamped emblem of the logo.
Drop point?
Yeah. And you get a phone call on your cell phone. And it's that same recorded voice telling you to look for more of these. You start going around San Francisco, and you end up finding another one of these stamped outside a bar, blocks away. Totally different location.
And there's a key?
And this is stamped outside the bar. You walk in the bar. You walk up to the bartender. And you say absolute discretion, and he slides you a coin. And this is that coin. Here's that coin.
What is happening?
It's like a legitimate,
Here's the thing.
They made these coins.
I'm a little annoyed that someone exposed this, because this is cool so far.
This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
We should do this in Kansas City.
So you walk back outside. You get another phone call.
What are you collecting coins now? What are you, a coin collector? What are you like?
You're on the coin crew?
What is this, like a Disney pins collection kind of thing?
So you walk back outside, you get another call, and they tell you, hey, there's another location for you to check. We know it's in this general area of the city. And so you go over there, you walk around, you find
It's a
another
recorded
one of those
person
stamps.
or a person like a hey, just so you know, this line's being recorded for quality assurance. Just want to let you know that there is another drop point. What do you mean? Do we know?
I don't know if it's pre-recorded or if it's like this person's
person.
actually calling you.
I
But
see
get
you
the
got
call.
the squirrel coin.
Yeah. They're like, cool coin, man.
Congratulations on receiving the coin of the squirrel. For your next task, go to this location.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And so
Are all those things still there?
I would assume so, because that's not an easy thing to just take out of the concrete.
It's not an easy thing to put in the concrete. That's what I'm wondering. How do they do that?
I don't know, they probably just poured a little concrete on top of it and stamped it like fresh
Okay,
concrete.
go. So now you go to the next one. You got your squirrel coin.
Yeah, and so you go to the next one. You get there, and it's outside this another building with another key card with the same logo on it. So you scan it, and it's a staircase that just goes, a thin staircase that just goes up. And picture like the Outland Ballroom, like the upstairs.
Yeah.
So the little thin staircase that goes up. You go up the staircase, and you get up to the top, and it's this arcade. And there's all these games, and you notice one of them has the logo on it.
So you put your coin in
Put your coin in that. You start playing this game.
Up.
And this game is like your stereotypical like 80s arcade game. And you're playing for a little bit, kind of like, what's the point of this? I don't understand.
And then all of a sudden the avatar looks like you. And it's going, oh. And you're just standing in an arcade and you're just, oh.
Across the door opens at the bottom, the little change door, and you crawl out, distorted, your legs bending all weird. Still going, oh.
You're a skinwalker? What is this?
Oh. No, but it does glitch out, and this face appears on
Yeah, of course it
the
does.
screen.
Terrifying.
Tells this, makes this story of like, he's like outside of that 12 from that original group.
Okay.
And trying to mess up everything they were doing, basically.
Oh, so now you have a villain.
Yeah, now you got a villain.
He's like, I'm going to catch you guys.
Yeah. And so you do that whole thing, you leave the arcade and you get a text message with a URL. You go to that URL and it's a gift shop to buy shirts. And
Do you want a Latitude Society t-shirt?
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%. It's like a little gift shop. You buy your
They got
shirts.
Latitude merch?
The irony of it is they got a t-shirt that says absolute discretion, which is kind of like,
Kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
that's not very much discretion.
Where'd you get that shirt at?
I can't tell you.
Like, who's asking? Yeah, I bought it for 5 shekels. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this cost me 6 squirrel coins.
Squirrel sheks.
They actually call them, hold on, they have a name for them. Quans. They call them quans, the
that's
coins.
Dumb.
And on that link, you also have access to this forum. And you get in this forum, you realize everybody in the forum has given themselves really weird names that kind of sound like Quan. And you find out these are all the people who've just finished this experience that you finished. Maybe not just finished, but recently also went through this experience you just went through and are trying to piece together the story together in this forum. There's all these theories, and it's kind of like a Marvel movie. After a Marvel movie, everyone's like, well, I think it's actually this thing. So everyone's trying to piece together all these theories, and you just are like,
How many people are in the forum?
A few hundred.
A few hundred.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of people.
Because there's a lot of moving parts in this. There's people involved.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not just one person in that ticket booth who's
Yeah.
like, here you go. How do you get the first person? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get, who?
I mean, if you and I built this,
Yeah.
we would just go find one of our other friends, probably Brent, and just be
Well,
like,
don't say, he doesn't listen to this.
Hey, man,
say,
can you keep a secret?
Hey, dude, can you, yeah, oh, the backyard looks great. Yeah, you're doing great lately. Yeah. Hey, can you
can you
keep a secret?
can you keep a secret?
It's just at his house?
I mean, it's the same thing for everybody else who slides in the
Then
car.
you're just like, yeah. Are you winking at me?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not winking at
I'm
you.
not. Like, what the heck? Are they paying rent at all these places? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Yeah. So,
they're leasing all these spots.
100%. So the forums, all these people have all these theories, and you realize
that all
That
of them
what?
are paid actors, and this whole thing is just for you. You're being Truman showed.
this whole thing was the way that your parents and your friends all got together to do an intervention, and it's all leading to this
What, at the very
variant. You
end,
figure it
they're
out.
like,
They're
hey.
we think you need to stop drinking.
I think we need to talk. Please have a seat. We've all written letters to you. Do you ever feel
It
like
was an intervention.
Do you ever feel like you're the one who's trying to climb out of the hole by yourself? You need a group of people to help you out. But it's not for drinking. It's for something like just so simple.
really dumb.
Like, hey man,
Hey,
you know, you've been spending a lot on Amazon lately.
you've been really getting into those Marvel fan theories.
You've been collecting a lot of coins lately. We want to give you one last hurrah before we burn your coin collection.
Yeah, get this out of your system.
Because I got a squirrel.
It's got a squirrel in it.
I
though.
bet.
Look at that.
It's a quan. isn't
It's
it?
a quad, isn't it? Yeah. We made it up.
Yeah, that's how stupid your hobby is. Is that we made it up and you got excited about it. So,
So the forums, you notice everybody in the forums is one, trying to figure this thing out,
Yeah.
but two, talking about the new people they've invited. And in
Okay.
that gift shop are those cards. You can buy those cards for $10 to give them out
Great.
to new people
so that's how they're paying for everything. Is that it
100%.
costs you $10 to invite
to
somebody.
invite somebody.
I gotta pay $10 for someone to give my friend something that they're gonna for sure just throw away.
I mean, that's why you got to use discretion.
how many
You
of
got
your
to know
friends?
who you're giving it
How
to.
many of your friends would do it?
I think the hardest hurdle in this is getting people to go to the street corner. Once you get someone to the street corner, I think most people will go pretty far.
You think
through
so?
it. Yeah. Once you get someone to the street corner, they scan that card, they walk in that door.
At what point do you think you'd give up? Because I think I would give up when I get to the lounge and there's a slide in the fireplace. I don't think I would go down that.
I would 100% go down that. I would be very excited about the slide. The part that would probably freak me out would be right after that with the teller and the shh sign.
We
I'd
should
be like,
do this.
That's weird.
We should do this. And then at the bottom of the slide is just me sitting there being like, what are you doing?
Are you serious
Go
right now?
home.
We could have killed you.
Why would you? I might kill you.
I might kill you because
You don't know that.
You are. Yeah.
You don't know me that well.
Yeah.
Think about how long you've known me.
Literally, just until the moment you slid down that slide. You
What
didn't
are
even
you
know who
doing?
built this.
You were my Uber driver yesterday. I could murder you right now. It's just us doing a very advanced dare program. We're just like, what are you doing? Like, bro, dare has gotten out of hand these days.
Oh my gosh.
We just tase him at the bottom.
Yeah, every time you see someone out that's
Don't
like
go. How
a little
you
too
gotta tell
crazy at night.
adults to not go down mystery slides?
Yeah, next time you see a slide and you don't know who put it there, don't go down it.
It's so easy.
And so
Wow.
you start buying these cards and giving them out
Clearly.
to people.
So what you're saying is you join a forum of people who do not understand it.
Yeah,
And your
and they're all
first
talking about
response is, let me put some money in this
Yeah.
and rope some more people into this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because also, I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like, all right, dude, I got to give you a card. And here's how it would go down for you. You go down it, right? You go
Yeah.
through this all stuff and you're explaining this to me and I go, you're making it up.
You're making this whole thing up. And then I give you the card and then you get to do it.
Get to. Yeah, I would have to prove that you're... Okay, so you start buying cards.
Yes. Yeah. And you start doing the thing. Well, here's what gets interesting. Then you get an email with an event
Okay.
telling you about
To enter one at a time.
it's called the Praxis.
The what?
The Praxis.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna come. You're invited all to this Praxis. It's at this event space in San Francisco. You're all invited to come be a part of it. And when you get there, there are these people who are like the leaders of the Latitude, telling you about the whole mission and the vision of it, and explaining it all to you, and then like leading you in these chants and like weird yeah. 100%. Like chants and like yoga type stuff and like spiritual things, but there's not a spiritual component. It's just ritualistic like
How many people show up to the Praxis
things.
event?
About 100.
Okay.
And these praxis just start getting bigger and bigger, and they're having to move to bigger and bigger halls until eventually they do a retreat and they go out to the woods in Northern California. A bunch of these people, and they do these same rituals and they talk about their theories.
Bro, we could for sure start a cult. It's so easy.
And so a lot of people got really into this, and it lasted for like a year and a half of these people that were dedicated to this thing called the Latitude Society.
Like that? What was it? Just like fun to have a secret?
It was
You
like
think?
this. I think it was the community thing. So
Okay.
we'll back up. We'll tell the full story now. Now that you've kind of seen the experience, right?
Okay.
So the full story was founded by this guy named Jeff Hull, who's an artist in San Francisco.
Okay.
His dad is Blair Hull, who you might know from the Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
No, he started a firm called the Hull Trading Company,
Okay.
which was like it traded in algorithms. You know, they traded. You want my algorithm? So he started that in '85. In '99, he sold it to Goldman Sachs for $531 million.
Jeez.
And so his son got a lot of money, and that's
Yeah.
Jeff Hull.
When he killed his dad.
He was like, "Dad, I ran over my iPad." And
Stop. All right. I have device insurance.
You don't have to tell the story.
Thank God. I thought I was going to have to. I ran over my backpack. And insurance doesn't cover it.
So Jeff Hall, he's an artist, and he's done. He's like a social artist. So he does that stuff where it's like you come to the art studio and then everybody gets a card and it's like you're a part of the art. Like he's that kind of artist, you know?
Yeah. Which I hate. I don't know if I hate. Who do I hate more, magicians or that guy? You know what I'm talking about? Who do you hate more, magicians or the local artist? Right? When you show up to the studio.
I mean, magicians.
And they're
can
like,
be
"Here's
local
my
artists.
art," and you're like, You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna be an artist, you got to start local.
Yeah, if you're gonna be an
gotta
artist, you
start
gotta try. You know, and I say that as an artist. You know, what I do is art, and I've been playing. I guarantee there's people who came to my early shows, and maybe even my current ones, and are like, "Hey, he'll get there." You know, and that's how I feel when I go to someone's studio. It's their house. Why don't you come see my studio?
Yeah, come check out my studio.
Yeah, dude, this is the bedroom in your house.
Yeah, this is your second bedroom. So Jeff Hall just had millions of dollars to spend on his art. And so he started this company.
He was like, I'm going to buy a sign.
What did you just say?
A sign.
Oh. Yeah, that's exactly right, actually. So he started this company and just started doing weird experience things like this. He did one called the Jaron Institute, which was not nearly as
elaborate,
but it was a similar concept. You get inducted, you go through these puzzles that would last weeks on end, and then that was it. It was the whole point.
Was just to have a weird day. The whole point was just to be like, let's mess up your...
That was a really weird day.
I really want to... For real, though. That's what it seems like. And then all of a sudden, now you just got to... Let's just go through what it really is. All right? It's just a group of people who all went through this weird thing, and now they're all in the woods talking about that one time they went through that weird thing.
Yeah, and humming.
And they're like, we couldn't figure it out.
Oh, that was weird.
Oh, first time through the weird thing? That's funny. I've been through a lot of weird stuff since. What are you talking about?
Well, so this company, it's called Nonchalant.
You guys went through my shrinking hallway? Yeah, my dad paid for that with his death. You know?
My dad died for that hallway.
Thanks for seeing my art.
So he had the millions of dollars, started this company called it Nonchalance, did stuff like this. This was kind of his magnum opus, like his big one.
Yeah.
Some estimates say that he spent upwards of $2 million on this project. Because he rented this warehouse to put this main first thing in. He rented that storefront to put the other thing in. He opened a bar, and it was a legitimate bar just to have a bartender who would hand you that coin. And he stamped the city with all these things, built a website.
And at the end, he was the body on the floor the whole time. Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's a twist from the Saw movies.
Oh.
I'm sorry if I just gave away the Saw movies. But do you know the twist at the end?
I never watched the Saw movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a good twist.
Are the films good?
I mean, yeah, they are. There's some pretty good twists. I mean, it's all blood and gore horror stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, the twist is that the guy doing it is the dead body on the floor the whole time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sorry to give that away.
Yeah, it's fine. So and then throughout it, like even after the initial event, when you're in the forums, like there were still other events and other puzzle like things you could go do around the city with rooms similar to like the arcade, where it wasn't as elaborate as the first place, but there would be like a one room thing that you could go do. I don't know. There was a storyline. I don't know the whole storyline. I haven't done it.
He was just basically making giant breakout rooms with no
breakout
resolution.
Yeah, essentially. It was a massive breakout room that never ended.
Okay.
Hey, thanks again for listening to this episode. If you like our show, make sure you follow us on social at TILLN Podcast or subscribe anywhere where you're listening to right now, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. And if you want more, we do have a Patreon you can support us on. In there, you get all sorts of perks like ad-free episodes, early access to our content, and even a Discord with our hosts and producers. So we'd love for you to check that out. All you got to do is text TILLN to 66866. That's TILLN to 66866. But thanks again for checking us out. Well, a few months into it, probably like 8-ish months into the project.
Yeah.
He started to realize that they were burning a lot of money. I think he anticipated people to buy more of those cards to fund it. But people weren't buying as many cards as he expected. So they continually raised the rates of those cards until eventually they got up to $35 a card.
Okay.
Because that was the idea, is like, if you're thinking of it like you said, like of an escape room, like $35 to play, but you're expecting other people to buy it so someone else can experience
Sure.
it. And then they had merch and stuff too, but all the stuff, it just wasn't bringing in enough money to cover the expenses of everything. Not that the guy needed to cover expenses,
Yeah.
but they slowly started raising the prices for it, to where it got to the point where
Only weird rich people were doing it?
yeah, you could only get really involved if you could spend a lot of money, and you could only get further. There was like further levels where you needed to spend more to get
that's
further
where it
into
gets
it.
culty. Yeah. You got to spend $3,000 and then you're a diamond medallion member of the absolute discretion.
Exactly.
But you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, you can't tell it. You have to use absolute discretion.
What's the point of status if I can't rub it in poor people's face?
Well, they had this town hall meeting.
That's how I feel when I'm in first class on my Delta flights and they close that little curtain. I say, no. Open that. I want them to see me. And then I spend my whole flight. First class, I spend my whole flight. Yeah, can I have a scotch, please?
Just pour it out. Right in the eye. So that's going to smell.
First class, I can do that.
This is a 6-hour flight, sir. That's going to smell real bad in a little bit.
Yeah, you think I care?
We got mildewy Scotch floor in the aisle of the plane.
To wear a neck brace every day after
Why is your neck so
I fall
tight?
asleep like this.
Oh, sorry. I took a long flight. You had some turbulence.
Yes.
So they held this town hall
Sure.
to say two things. One, everything's going to cost a little more.
Yeah.
Two, the phrase absolute discretion, we don't want to use that anymore because a couple of things.
Okay.
But the biggest one being...
We got sued over it?
No, we need more people to get invited to this. We need more people to know about this. Absolute discretion is not a good way to market yourself if it's a secret. But here's the thing.
Let's do it with absolute discretion. Let's do it with optional discretion. Is that a good one?
I think here's what they did though is
I don't know,
they
dude. My
never,
dad was the business guy.
they never broke character. And so they did this meeting, this town hall meeting, but they weren't like transparent to say, hey, this is costing a lot more than we thought, so we need to cost more.
They were like,
and we need to. So they made up some story.
Oh, the enemy is crouching in, and you can stop them for $35. The only way to stop the enemy is if you give us all of your money. The only way. I was trying to get everyone to chant it.
Everyone was just like, what is
It was
happening
like
right
the
now?
only way.
Why are we singing this? It's a
I
weird
don't think
song.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I went to this weird church the other day, and the worship team was singing, the only way
to stop the enemy
is to give us more money.
The only way to stop the enemy.
More money. More money.
More money, less problems. Amen. More money, less problems. Won't he do it? And you're like, who is the he? Is this This is a church group? Optional discretion.
Optional discretion.
Which does sound like a metal band.
It kind of does. So that's what they said. They said, we need to make discretion a little less absolute. And they were talking like they were in character, and everybody got so confused, and this town hall just erupted. And it was like everybody just kind of yelling at these people. Like,
are they wearing hoods?
I don't know if they were wearing hoods.
Okay, because they're just sitting there. Everyone else is in normal clothes. Everyone else is in normal
Jeans
clothes.
and a t-shirt.
And
These
you're
guys
just,
with hoods on their like 10-foot tall table.
Yeah, and you're just screaming at 4 Voldemorts in front of you, right? And you're like, tell us what's going on. I'm telling you right now.
You just keep taking more money from us.
That's where every mystery slide leads. Is to a town hall meeting with freaking 4 Grim Reapers, and you're sitting here, you're looking. You're going to sit here and look at a skill cape wearer being like, tell us what's going on, right? You're going to see, it ends with you screaming at a dragon slayer, being like, tell me what to do.
Yeah. So people got real mad. And they lost all control. Eventually the people...
I've spent $30,000 inviting my closest 1,000 friends.
Yeah. My closest 1,000 friends.
And I still have no idea to what.
Yeah, we have no clue what's going on. And so they had this guy who was going to come do a dance party. They just handed it over to him, and he ends the day in a dance party. The town hall. Everyone's
and they were
really
like,
mad.
They were like,
he's like, all right, guys, let's dance.
We'll have more answers later. But for now, please welcome Kevin Hart. What are you talking about? He comes up there like, all right, man, what's going on? Like, what are you talking about? Tonight's entertainment.
For now, please welcome Kevin Hart. You just the cloak dangling from the hand.
It's freaking.
It's freaking bone fingers.
It's like the ghost of the future from Christmas Carol. Freaking being like Kevin Hart. You're looking at 4 Christmas. Looking at 4 ghosts of Christmas future. You have no idea what's going on.
Oh my gosh. So then the forums after this event just ignite.
Yeah.
People are losing it. People are really mad. And
This is just real life QAnon.
so Jeff Hall goes through the forums. He's reading through this, and he realizes a couple things. One, they incorporated this absolute discretion in the thing.
Yeah.
And it made people feel like they were a part of this secret community because they were. And
Which
they
is part of the draw to it. So if you take that away,
Yeah.
if all of a sudden there's Facebook ads for absolute discretion, then it's
Exactly.
like, well, what's the point of this?
There's this like pride in being a part of it.
Yes, you are an owner. This is actually real. I was reading about so the book that I was reading on QAnon was part of its draw, and the reason that it spread so much was the people most likely to believe in conspiracy theories are usually the outcasts in your family, the people who feel like they don't have anything special about them. And so this information, this secret thing gives them that.
It makes them interesting.
Yeah, it makes them, it gives them something they're like, I am special because I have something that no one else has.
Yeah.
So then.
It's a similar concept. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've created this weird thing.
Yeah. So everyone's really proud of this hidden information. That's
It's like whenever people find a band that they like, and then it blows up, and they're like, I don't really like it anymore.
Yeah.
It was kind of cooler whenever I was like, when you could show somebody something, and be like, oh, I found this,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. I
which
knew
is
about
kind of
this
like
before.
what you are right now. Because you have something here that no one else knows about. Wow. You should
Pretty
feel
cool.
really special.
And now Kevin Hart.
No, dang it. I was really hoping we were both going to be, I was going to go, oh. And then you went to the Kevin Hart thing, and that's funny too. But we couldn't get Kevin Hart on our budget. So Gearing up for Kevin James. Not even as a comedian, as your boxing coach.
Yeah, he's gonna teach me how to box.
Here comes the boom. Okay,
So you have this pride of being a part of something secret that no one knows about.
So the forum's blowing up.
There's this shared sense of community with everybody who's been through it with you. And then you've done these praxis events, you've done these retreats. And so there's a community that was formed. And then third, they've done these weird rituals the whole time where everyone's doing these weird yoga things.
They're cutting their hands open, they're putting their blood together.
But they were doing stuff like that. They were
killing
doing this
goats in front of
yoga
each
stuff.
other.
They were like doing the group chants. They were basically doing like a form of communion. They were all drinking from the same cup, like weird ritualistic stuff. But there was no
there's no meaning.
There's no spiritual component, but it was still ritualistic, which ritual holds power in the human psyche.
Yeah.
And so he realized, he's like, dang, these people. He's like, I think I made a cult.
I really Stanford Prison experimented this, didn't I? Whoops.
And these people, there was the people who joined it. He actually talks about it. The same thing you said. He said it was the people who didn't have a place in the world, and this was the place in the world that they found.
Yep.
And they connected to it, and they latched onto it. And when they realized this was just a business, and we had to do things to make ends meet, they all got really upset.
Because they're like, oh, I thought I was part of something.
Yeah. For them, it was all
which is
a borderline religious experience.
Yeah. Which is you're part of something.
This is real.
Well, to me it is. Tim doesn't think you're real.
Yeah, but I know I'm real, so.
I can't prove you exist.
But I believe. I don't.
Like Santa? What, you hear the bells now?
Ring my bell. I ignore the doubts. And I just choose to believe.
Great. This got weird.
But yeah, so they were like, well, yeah, this kind of got out of hand. And this was not what we expected. But he honestly...
So their profits tank, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of people got upset. But a lot of people were still loyal to it because they loved it.
But yeah, it's still fun though.
Yeah, and so because all he wanted, this was art. This
Guys,
was a
at the end
weird
of the day,
experience.
This only has meaning if we give it meaning. I mean, that's kind of serious though.
Yeah.
It's like we could choose that this is something freaking weird still.
Yeah. And so he shuts it down. He just shuts down the website, closes all the locations, and one day everybody jumps on and realizes it's gone. And it was actually really sad because a lot of people were... I watched this interview of a bunch of people who went through it, and it was kind of sad seeing it because it was like they lost something in their life because they formed a community out of it, and they had invested. It became their hobby and really part of their personality that just kind of got taken away from them overnight.
Yeah.
When
you
it was
told Matt
really,
about this because I think isn't that what they're trying to do with the breakout rooms?
it really is kind of just like a breakout room that had too much money, is what this is, and it got really out of hand and turned into kind of a cult and lasted for a couple years. But it seemed like it was honestly kind of super fun. So,
yeah. And I mean, if you want to join our cult, you can text TILLN to 66866.
Yep.
And we'll send you.
Or you can walk outside your house.
I was going to get there. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Walk outside your house, check your mailbox.
Yeah, check your mailbox. In it, there'll be our logo. On a piece of paper.
I do want to say, before this is all over, that if they slide down the slide, I'm going to murder you. Like, this is a fair warning.
Fair warning, don't go down the slide.
Don't go down the slide.
Go down the slide. But yeah, if you go out to your mailbox, you open it up, you'll find a piece of paper. That piece of paper will have our logo on it. If you see that logo and you
know that you've been welcomed.
Yeah, you're welcome to turn your head up to the sky and just scream, "Fiddle Off."
You're still here, which means you've either walked away from the video or you just kind of gave up and just let it play in the background. Either way, thanks for doing that. Thanks for making it to the end of the episode. Through the Fiddle Off, you've made it. So there are more episodes. You can click that right there, or you can watch other videos. Make sure you subscribe to this video and whatever other things YouTubers say.